Joseph, it's done. Don't work too much. Laverne. I have not been in contact with Abel Golfer for a long time. I cannot meet your demand. I will deliver additional information on the members of the Aktivisten Gruppe Thought. Only if you mind our agreement. Cassandra Watergate must be set free tomorrow, not a day later. I didn't expect him to give in so easily. Let's wait and see where this goes. The next time he talks to members of Thought. Ja. Mal gucken, was haben wir da. Office. Hier Mr. Langley, bla bla, mir doch egal. Nein, das soll doch nicht... Oh, my dear friend in dubio. Oh. If I may address you... Oh, this is Goldfest? Ah, now we are friends. Maybe this friendship is worth investigating further. Abram, if I may address you by that name once more, I hope this may find you in good health. First of all, I would like to apologize for not having been able to write you as often as I should have. I hope you don't think I avoided writing due to asking you about ongoing financial support for Nina. It wasn't that I should not have asked in the... He might have supported the bombings in preparator. We have to investigate this further. Look for hints if there really was an ongoing financial support. Ja. Gleich Schnauze drüben. It wasn't that. I should not have asked in the first place. And yet, here I am, asking again. There's a young woman, her name is Cassandra, who is a member of my debate club. She has undeservedly stumbled into trouble very recently and requires nothing but the best defense attorney. Oh, das haben sie sich kennengelernt. And so the circle is complete. Of course you immediately sprung to my mind after the wonderful job you did as counsel in my case. Oh, Goldfish. So this is why they knew each other. Even Goldfish was his client. Which raises the question, what was his case about? Yeah. Without a doubt, you must have heard about the riots at Freedom Plaza 2 days ago. Probably also about the injured police officer. I will not be around the bush. Cassandra is a prime suspect for said injury. So taking on this case might bring some PR headwind with it. She claims not to have done the deed, and I am willing to believe her. Should you be willing to take on her legal defense, I would be more than grateful. I will cover any costs in full, whatever you might need. Let me know your thoughts. April. Wir haben jetzt aber Listeners. Hello, why is this? Anyone there? Ah. So you found your way here, Harrison? Ich war doch nur für ihn. Nur ordentlich. Even though your TL was a pain in the ass, why didn't you just tell me you wanted to chat? When you told me what happened to Nina, I went straight to research. I got the impression that the Gov is up to no good. Great work, Captain Obvious. I did find something you won't like a bit. Orwell. Da sind wir doch, oder? What is Orwell? That's a good question. Seems it's a system that can put everything on the web under surveillance. What exactly do you mean by everything? Everything as in this very convo, every call, web page, maybe pics, whatever. You're bullshitting me. I'm not mad. I'm not. I wish I was. Let's assume for a sec you're right. How do they pull this off? Storage alone is one thing, but actively going through all of it? They outsource surveillance to people outside the nation. Oh, bin ich outside the nation? Bin ich vielleicht ein Inder oder ein... irgendwas anderes? Those people are supposed to collect pieces of data from websites, all kinds of communications and whatnot, and send it to the Orwell mainframe. It's safe to assume that nothing is safe anymore. How come we never heard of it? Even more importantly, how come you have? I have very good connections with some hackers outside the nation. They knew a thing or two about secret recruiting for this shit. Without letting people in the nation know. Don't know how exactly they pull that off, but they do. And that also explains what happened to Nina, I guess. This is so fucking crazy. Do they have no decency, no fucking respect for privacy? And for Nina? Hell, this is everything he fought against. Harrison, don't. You need to watch your tongue. I do not need to fucking watch my tongue. Please chill, man, or you will regret it. Oh, I will never again chill until this madness stops. I already got an idea, tailor-made for you. Man, if you discuss things like that, here, you'll get us both locked up. Let's meet somewhere then. Yeah, and say the word and they will be there too. There must be something we can do to talk without the possibility of somebody snooping around. We can't stand around doing nothing. Well, there's one thing. It's a bit risky. You're using my chat tool right now as well, aren't you? Well, if I wanted to live my life in a cage, I'd go live in a fucking zoo. The system needs to be shut down. Yeah, it's abominable, but yeah, I am. This tool has a built-in cipher. It's a custom encryption algorithm written by me. Easy to break, but off record, and that's what we need. They probably cannot break this, not right away. Give us a couple of messages probably. What are you waiting for? Go for it. Okay, I'll activate it now. Just remember to write quickly. And keep your fingers crossed, this will work at all. I'm getting a of unknown cryptography here. Orwell should be able to break the encryption in seconds. Fuck. It could work. It will need some time to localize the entire entry point, and then I'll only have seconds. One thing, what will you do with what I find there? Start to warn the government. Man, I don't know, you're talking of war and shit gives me the chills. You told me you don't have any love for the Gov. You were already a part of Thought. Now prove it. Your chance to do something with relevance to it, instead of fucking people's sides for fun. Oh well? Okay, fine. Time to get to work. Don't forget to send me your stuff or download. The National Beholder just published. Oh, best see for yourself. Oh fuck. Nein, das will ich gar nicht. Is this group responsible for the bombings? I imagine you are looking my way now, aren't you? I have absolutely no idea who leaked this info, certainly not me. Only very few people can access the data on our back blanket. This doesn't exactly aid us in our investigations, quite the opposite, probably. We need to hurry. Is this group responsible for the Bond bombings? Bond bombings perpetrator Nina M. apparently was a member of the activist group called Thought. Are they involved in the incidents? The group Thought runs a blog in which most articles are locked for the public. Has it been used for playing their cells? Bonten. An internet Bonten bombings perpetrator yesterday identifies as Nina M. Might not have been working alone. Information leaked to us from a reliable source implies she belonged to a Bonten-based group called Thought. This self-proclaimed activist group seems to be behind a number of violent demonstrations that have been held around Bonten. One of the articles on their mostly locked-up blog also quotes from Die Gedanken sind frei. The lyrics occur believing in the letters spread prior to the bombings. If and how the group is indeed also involved in the bombings is left to speculation for the moment. We have already requested administrators of the blog for an official statement, but have yet to receive any form of response. JP. Violently opposes the government who has declared war towards... okay, das können wir machen. If it's war he wants, well, he shall have won. We will have Minister O'Donnell arrested before long. I can at least be certain of that. Sehr gut, A real hacker network, huh? Unfortunately, we can't go after people outside of the nation. Oh no, we did everything to keep it outside of the nation until we were ready for the revelation. And now, it's unfortunate people have become aware of it ahead of time. We must treat very careful now. They will not speak so openly any longer, I fear. Dear Mr. O'Donnell, it has been brought to our attention you have actively participated in suspicious groups in the past or present. I consider it to be unnecessary to elaborate how this is against the work, regulation and our expectations of neutrality towards every journalist employed by the national beholder. We hereby inform you about the immediate termination of our work contract regarding the national opinion column and any other articles, text or reports. Respectively, Eric Brody, Editor-in-Chief, TNB. Was für Feiglinge. Das finde ich jetzt arschig, dass die letzte einfach entlassen wird, was von meiner Gruppe gedient hat, die eventuell für diese... Egal. Ouch, a side effect of the leak probably. I wonder what else got out of the TNB. And most of all, who did this? Das war wahrscheinlich der Hacker. Oder? Ich bin jetzt gar nicht mehr so sicher. Halt, ich muss noch an Insider. Ich bin noch gar nicht fertig. Mails. Hier. Dear Mr. Young, I would like to thank you for the business meeting. It was great to finally meet you in person. Your case really deserves a dedicated and equally experienced lawyer. After some careful conducted consideration, it is with utmost regret that I have to inform you I do not have the capacities required for a case of this complexity at this time. Joseph Langley. A jail recent case for 2 cents due to missing capacities. Gut, da ist mir egal. Noch ein dritter. Oh my god. Hey Joseph. I've got... Well, Karen. Hey Joseph, I've gone through your books for the third time this morning as you requested, and sadly I can only confirm what I told you earlier. You may not notice it right now because it's a slow decline, but you're on your way to hit rock bottom some black day in the future if this business trend continues. Business isn't running so well, it seems. Too few crimes, I suppose. You must be doing something right. Excuse me for sounding like a broken record, but these are the major issue I see. Apart from your number of clients dropping steadily, your expenses since the end of 2016, especially via the credit card of yours, went up by a whopping 280%. Any idea what the reason for that might be? Then there's a recurring donation that's been going on for some time. I can respect that you are helping out a friend, but you have to stop at some point, seriously. If all of those expenses are musts, well, I would definitely agree with laying off Mrs. Winters as you mentioned. Ugly, but not of our concern. Due to the fact that your clients are dropping anyway, why have a dedicated secretary around any longer than needed? Or got her to work part-time, or find someone who will work part-time for a lower hourly rate, ideally. Cheers, Karen. Okay, Mail sind wir durch. Ja gut, das ist langweilig. Pictures. Oh, is an active supporter of the Children's Parties Foundation. Oh. I've been skeptical about this foundation, but they have been officially approved as a beneficial operation. I guess it's a good cause after all. Married. What now? He's married and in a relationship with Miss Watergate? What a nasty little secret. Vielleicht ist er gar nicht mehr verheiratet. Hobby ist Fisherman. Dancing in the Rain. Ich glaube, der ist nicht mehr verheiratet. Will ist nichts. Das sind ja noch mit. National Bank. Securing donation. Send securing donation to an account. Okay. $1000. Ach du Scheiße. Aha. Though there might be something to the connection between Joseph and Nina after all. If you can find one last indication that this might be meant for Nina, that would be enough for investigative custody. Ah, wird schwierig. Kannst auch probieren. Alter. Ja, Geld geht zur Neige. Fast noch 58.000 auf dem Konto. Ich glaube, es hackt. Und das am 14. April 2017. Vor 2 Tagen. Invoice Client A. Bernstein. 3000. Private Deduction. Salary. Salary Payment mal. Oh Gott, ja, das geht tatsächlich. Ah, da wird 1200 bekommen. Jones. B.O. Ford. Ja, man findet schon ganz schön viel Geld als Lawyer. Welcome. Sundown Fishing Club. About. Welcome, friend. Kann ich irgendwas machen? Irgendwas Wichtiges hier. Das gefällt mir besser mit diesem. Obwohl, was haben wir denn von dem? Aha. Homosexual? Hell yes, Norman. Fred told me he was practically asked out by him. Once proven that Abraham is gay. Okay. Ach! Das war gelb hinterlegt, das habe ich gar nicht mitbekommen bei dem Foto. Und wir konnten uns nur aussuchen, ob der verheiratet ist oder Ex-Wife. Toll! Darum können wir das nicht im Nachhinein aktualisieren, das ist ja bescheuert. Wir haben jetzt herausgefunden, dass es eine Ex-Frau ist. Wie dumm. Absolut bescheuert. Ich hoffe, das wird nicht wichtig, weil bin ich ein bisschen wütend. Aber er scheint schwul zu sein. It's Camps, ja. Oh, warte. Was ist das? April September 2016. Okay. It's camps everywhere, even the Freedom Plaza. Is it just me or is it more than just a little bit, I don't know, ironic? You probably all know me as either that blue-haired punk bitch, stupid cunt, or anti-government terrorist. These are only some of the names I've been called during the criminal investigation against me. That was just because in the middle of the chaos someone believed to have seen me hurt a police officer. It never even occurred to anybody that it wasn't me. We were there because we wanted a peaceful protest. We have always been against violence. One would assume that in an age where there are camps everywhere, it should be easy to prove whether I was at all involved or not, but it wasn't. It took weeks of investigative custody to figure out that the camp footage was actually not clearly showing anything at all, which raises the question, why are there so many camps in the first place? The answer is intimidation only. You keep calm, quiet and careful when there are cameras around, or you fear that there are cameras where you cannot see. When founding this blog years ago, Abraham predicted pretty much this for all of the web. And now it's on our real lives too. We have been brought to the Freedom Memorial since we were kids at school. We were told lavish tales about the founders of the nation, told to show national pride, and I know what you're thinking now. This thing is damn ugly. What is that donut even? The lead freedom ring? But the statement behind this ridiculously enormous heap of stone should be clear. In the middle of the capital there's a symbol of freedom. Comprehensible symbolism for everyone, isn't it? With the cameras there, this is how the plaza of unfreedom, if anything at all. Guest. So you're the guys who bombed the Freedom Memorial, huh? A hearty fuck you to you. A hearty fuck you to you. I hope your fuckers die of cancer, traitors. Ach du Scheiße. I don't get why someone would kill people to get their message though. They will get you all arrested, every last one of you. Die in hell. Bastards, activists group my ass. You are terrorists, nothing more, nothing less. You dare judge about life and death? Judge not, lest ye be red doch Englisch, du Sack. Fuck you. Schnauze, touch it for. DDoS attack acquired, server crash incoming. Screw all you punk ass bitches. You hide your articles, why? We want you out. You're the sword, then get mind blown. Der ist gut, den muss ich mir merken. Motherfuckers! Teach me how to build a bomb, I need to kill some kids. And now where you live, it's not hard to find out, my dear. Now what I'm going to do now? I will buy me a sharp little knife, then I will get to your home. Wait until you show your ugly face, then I'll slice it. Oh, slowly and gently until it hangs from your bloody skull. Next I stick the knife into your stomach, disembowel your left to right. Watch all your guts drop from your belly and then you will hear me laugh. Looking forward to meeting you. Können wir nicht gegen sowas vorgehen? Das ist doch Androhung von Gewalt, das ist potenzielle Gefahr für sie. Shame. Ugly MF. Ich glaube, ich bin zu beschuldigt, um dieses Wort zu kennen. Wahaha, now you get what you deserve. What you deserve. Look at also those comments. Fucking amazing. Oh Gott, da kann auch kein Englisch. What's your thought on the Illuminati? You receive funds from them? At guest. Wow, death threatened people surely solves all problems. Sarcasm off. Danke. Ich weiß, auf welchen Gast sich das bezieht. I wish there was still a death sentence in the nation just for you. Holy shit. Oder war es auf den bezogen? Nee, das geht hier. Ach du Scheiße. Halt, ich war mit dieser... Kann man da auch... Aber schön, wenn überall... Kommentare hinzugefügt hätten. Weil das sind keine schönen Kommentare verbitten. Achieved, ja, okay. Was haben wir noch? Abraham Goldfuss, Langley, bla bla bla. Charge. The defendant is accused of breaching the terms of an employment contract with the plaintiff. The defendant had entered on March 15, 2013. Okay, das nehmen wir mit. Später was jetzt eigentlich? Ach du Scheiße. Abraham Goldfuss worked for government? Are you positive? This is a true surprise to me. I've never heard his name here. Never. Someone must know him if that is true. Why was he sued over a breach of contract? Kann ich da was verraten? The plaintiff claims what is granted through a medical condition of the defendant could be proved by his physician, Dr. Daniel Lyons. The court could see no justification for the defendant's absence from work. He seems to explain a lot. He felt too sick for work, tried to get out, was charged for it instead and found guilty. Consider the fact that bombings are starting to look like a very weird kind of vendetta to me. High time we find Gabriel Goldfills. Oh ja. Oh Mann. Oh. Dear reader, yesterday a most uncomfortably inquiry reached me. Out of all the positively the universe has to offer, this is the one I would have expected last. The government has requested me to work with them. The government, the very same government, bringing forth to a dangerous safety bill, allowing to prosecute on the suggestive evidence alone. I do not understand the nature of this call. They did their research as they were completely aware of my views and all of my work at Stellingen. Why would they specifically call on me then? This got me puzzled to the utmost, and I cannot seem to work out what they would need for me. What they would need me for. All I have been told is that my work would be needed on a large-scale groundbreaking project. Buzzwords bereft of meaning. Naturally, they would not elaborate on any weak questions. Naturally, I refuse the contract. Oh Gott, ich kann gar nicht mehr lesen. I have no doubt they will call again. Goldfuss refused at first, then took the contract after all, only to then preach it. Odd. Yours sincerely, A. Goldfuss. Huh. Zack. Oh, das ist schon alt. Na gut, 64, das geht. Zeit, den Besuch abzustatten. Abrams address well done. I request a team for investigation immediately. Someone I doubt he's around. Continue your work. I will notify you when the team has reported back to me. A carcinoma tumor of the size of approx 2.8 cm has been found in the head of the pancreas. Er hat Krebs, ach du Scheiße. Oh, cancer? Unfortunately, the tumor has surpassed the state of being operable, with the metastasis found on para-aortic lymph nodes. The patient has been informed about his circumstances, as well as the fact that the average life expectancy is 6 to 12 months at this state of the cancer, though outliers with years to live exist. Oh fuck. That is so harsh, but it doesn't mean this man has nothing to lose. Ja. Oh Mann, bitte nicht Goldfels. Das war 2015, er könnte bereits schon tot sein. Liegt irgendwo im Graben und niemand juckt's. So, ich habe jetzt, glaube ich, nichts mehr zu tun. Donates regularly for children of parties when there's a conflict. Excuse me for sounding like a broken record, but there are major issues I see. And there's a recurring donation that's been going on for some time. I can respect that you're helping out a friend. Hey, wieso? Der kann doch beiden helfen. Das haben wir doch aus seinem Bankkonto gelesen, dass er viel Geld ausgibt für solche Sachen. Aber ich werde mal das nehmen. Oh, falscher Typ. This is it. That's enough indication. Joseph Langley might just be a part of this terrorist plot. Enough for investigative custody at least. I'll prepare an intervention team. His office should be easy to locate. It might take some time for them to arrive, though.